That's gonna be in it.
No.
That's gonna be in
I
it.
say no.
What's going on, guys? Digidesdan here, and I'm back again with another pickup video for you. This one is following Cowlitz, which I had tons of great finds for, and I had no idea how I was going to follow up that because I had such a great time there, found tons of great stuff, met lots of great people, but turns out that this week is just as good. So I didn't go thrifting a whole lot, but when I did go out with my fiance, we found tons of great stuff. So first thing I want to start with is a find that we found at Half Price Books. This is a couple games. They were a little bit pricey, but I thought they were worth it. 2 Game Boy games, and it's Final Fantasy Legend 3 and Final Fantasy Adventure. So these are actually sealed, as you can see. Got the original H scene. Try to catch that on tape. Box is intact, it's not crushed. A lot of the times when you find sealed Game Boy games, especially original Game Boy games, the boxes will be crushed or mangled, even though they are still sealed. But these ones are just in fantastic shape. Excellent shape. So this one's got the H seam as well. I had a coupon for Half Price Books, and I was able to get these for about $90. Not too bad, but not too good. But either way, you don't come across sealed Game Boy games too often, especially Final Fantasy ones. Next up is a Goodwill find. Of course, my fiance had to spot something. I don't know what these are actually. They're wrapped in cellophane, and they're thick pieces of paper. So there's 3 of these ones, and they have like the Star Power, 1-Up, Fire Flower, Yoshi Egg on it. Also comes with a little sticker. Just a couple sheets here. And then there's also a couple Paper Mario Sticker Star ones. But this is the paper here itself. It unfolds. I don't know if it's supposed to be a poster or if it's supposed to be some sort of thick wrapping paper. It's actually pretty thick. It's almost like a poster. If you have any information on this, if you know exactly what it is, feel free to comment or tell me about it. But these were cool finds. You don't see them too often. Not sure what they are. It's kind of cool. This is my very first pickup of this kind. Somewhat uncommon too. This is Crayola, Create a World. So this is actually a Sega Pico game. And if you don't know what Sega Pico is, it was a console released by Sega, and it's kind of a learning console for kids. And they released this back, when the Genesis was still out in the 90s. And this is actually a cartridge. So if you look here, there's a cartridge chip, I guess, with the pins, and you would plug this into a system. The system had like a stylus, like a smart stylus, connected to it. And what you would do is you would go through the storybook, and you could interact with the picture. So you can see here, I haven't played this one. I'm not quite familiar with it. I know I played the Busy Town one for fun at like a dentist's office once. But you can select the tugboat, and they might say something about the tugboat. You might find like a level where it's look for the tugboat, or look for the kid on the skateboard or something, and you just plug on it with the stylus, and that's how you play the game essentially. But this was picked up at the same Goodwill as those weird poster things here for $3.99, about $4, which is not bad for something that's fairly uncommon. Hopefully one day I'll find a Pico system and then get the full set maybe, I don't know. Next find is not thrifted. It actually comes from Mondo. I managed to pick up this guy here. It's a vinyl record, soundtrack of Castlevania 3. This is for Dracula's Curse. I'm trying to get you to see it. But awesome artwork. It's custom artwork. I don't know off the top of my head of who did it. Oh yeah, it says right here, featuring original artwork by Seichin Tang. Also it says coming soon from Mondo. You have Super Castlevania 4, which I'm gonna buy. Symphony of the Night, which I'm gonna buy. Contra, which I'm gonna buy. I definitely recommend checking them out. And if you're interested in Castlevania music, Konami music, which, you know, especially with Contra and Castlevania, seems the direction they're going. Keep an eye out for this, and keep an eye out for future ones. First thing I want to show you from Value Village is a set of magazines. So these are Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle magazines. It's very cool. I didn't know that, you know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had a magazine, and these are all the 1991 issues, which is awesome. You got fall, winter, spring, and summer. Inside, you just got blurbs. You got little articles about Ninja Turtles, catching up turtles, which is awesome. It's got advertisements for, you know, VHS tapes, NES games. They have small comics on the inside. These are very cool. I don't know. I mean, I've never seen these before. Big fan of Turtles, and they were like 99 cents a piece. Couldn't say no to them. Next up from that same store, all the next few items are from the same Value Village. It's this little power supply here. It's $1.99. It is an Atari. Next find is this little guy here. This looks like, oh, it is a Famiclone controller, but this goes to the Generation Next. And the Generation Next, I don't know exactly when it came out, but it is a Famiclone system. Played Famicom games, NES games, but it's arguably one of the best Famiclone systems that you can buy, you know, in terms of, you know, if you're not going for a Retron. In contrast to that Generation Next monstrosity, we have the original NES controller. This one was $3.99, so can't beat that for original NES controller. In good shape, not discolored. Hopefully it doesn't smell, but either way. In Value Village, we have a Game Boy Advance, purple. This one was $15. It's a little bit pricey for my taste, but what sold it was turn it around, and it's got the battery cover. A lot of Game Boy Advances, Game Boys, Game Boy Colors nowadays, if you find it in a thrift store, if you find it at a garage sale, they're always missing the battery covers. So if I ever find one for under like 20 bucks with the battery cover, I typically pick it up just because I know that people are looking for Game Boys with battery covers. The next find from Value Village, this cool little guy. I'm super excited about this, mostly because my fiance and I are on a DDR kick. So we got our nice DDR mats. We have some imports coming in with the good remixes. But this one I've never seen in person or in the wild or a video game store at all. This is Naki, or Naki, I don't know. I'm guessing it's Naki. But it is a DDR pad for your fingers. So it's for PlayStation. Give a nice little close-up of it here. And you plug it in, and instead of using your feet, you can just use your fingers to play the game. Alright, this next find I'm super excited for. It's still found at Value Village. This is something I've never heard of until now. This is a little plush. This is Mario. So, just like the 1989 12-incher, you got the big guy who's up there. You can see his red overalls and his little white glove, barely. But he's about this tall. It looks kind of goofy. This one is the 8-inch one. So what's great about this is he still has the hat. So when you find the bigger one, at least, which I find to be more common, he's always missing the hat. So you can take off, you know, the hat off his little vinyl head, and he has a goofy haircut. But this one comes with the hat, which is very cool. Of course, it doesn't really fit him. I guess it's covering his eyes. I don't know how he can see. But this also comes with the tags. So not only the Value Village tag, which says $24.99. I actually figured it was worth it since, you know, $24.99. I don't come across it too often. He has to come home with me. It also has the original tags on it. I know you can't see it very well, but it says Nintendo. It says Super Mario Bros. 2. This one is Everyone Loves to Get Applause. So that's the company that actually made the plush. It even has these plastic baggies on the gloves. I'm assuming originally from factory. Very cool piece. I'm super excited to have this. It's super uncommon. Never seen it before. I've only seen the big one. But now I know that they have a nice little 8-incher. And he's going in my collection. Okay, so the next pickup. Super pumped to tell you about it. Just because it's an awesome pickup. Probably one of the better ones of the year so far, I guess. But we stopped into a really small mom and pop thrift shop, privately owned, and in his display case he had some Final Fantasies for like Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9. He wanted like $20 on Final Fantasy 7, $15 on 9, and $75 on 8, mostly because it was sealed, which is still great. Still very reasonable prices. But we were able to find some other things that were not in the display case and in the rest of the store, and they were awesome deals. So first thing I want to show you, Dino Crisis 2 for PlayStation, made by Capcom. Very cool. It says $5 on there, but I'll tell you how much I paid for it in the end. And then we have Pokemon Crystal for Game Boy. And on the tag there it says $10, which is very, very fair for any Pokemon game. $10. I think this normally goes for about $25. And then this one I'm pretty pumped for. We have a Ziploc bag full of Nintendo Power cards. So like the Super Power Club cards that you would find in your Nintendo Power. There's usually about 6 of them. You just would tear them out. So if I open up the bag here, huge stack of cards, and what's cool is they're all sleeved. I'll like go through them here. What is that? Dr. Mario tips, so I didn't even see that. That's cool. Dr. Mario tips. You know, just a full bag. I'm guessing there's, you know, at least 100, 125 in here. But it's the first thing I saw in the store. There's $20 on the bag. But again, since we're buying all these things, he gave us a bundle deal, and I'll tell you how much at the end. And then the last thing we picked up, which is almost unbelievable, is this game here, this PlayStation game, Suikoden 2. So this game is actually very beat up. The case doesn't even stay together. It's broken. It's got brown stains all over it. I probably shouldn't be touching this without gloves. The manual has water damage. The artwork has water damage. But the disc itself is actually in pretty good shape. Probably just needs a quick buff. It also says $5 on the tag. So, very cool. This one was underneath a pile of Xbox 360 shovelware. So he had a rack, a DVD rack just full of DVDs, and on top he had PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PlayStation, Wii games, and Xbox 360. And they were just, it was a complete disarray. Just on the shelf or on top of it, piled up high. And we were digging through the piles, and finally, at the bottom of one of the piles was Suikoden 2. We wrapped up our shopping with all this great stuff, and we brought it up to the counter, and we were prepared to pay what he was asking. And he comes up, he looks at all the things, and he's going through them. He says, "I'll give you 3 on this. I'll give you 3 on this. 10 on this. And then I'll give you 10 on this, just because I just put it out." So it came out to about $26, and then because of that, he just said, "Oh yeah, we'll just make it even 25. He just picked up another storage unit, so he had to get things out so he could get new things in. But awesome pickup, great haul. I'm super excited about, you know, these two at the very least. I don't know, I'm excited about all of it actually, but very good pickups this week. I'm super excited. Lots of rarities, lots of gems, lots of uncommons, a lot of things that you might not come across regularly, but you know, as of this week, it seems like a lot more common than it should be. Either way, if you did like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm always, checking out those comments and those likes. I always appreciate it. So keep doing that. I'll keep making content. I'll keep making videos. Check out my Instagram, my Facebook. Everything's linked in the description below. And yeah, we'll check you out on the next one. Of course. He was spotted by my fiance. She always finds the good stuff. I don't get it. It's ridiculous. I thought I had a good eye.